What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, as you read in the title, this is the best financial mistake I ever made. What do I mean by that? Well, you know when they tell you to go on Facebook Marketplace but be careful for scams or red flags? This car had a lot of red flags. But even with all these red flags that this car had, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. And there's several different reasons why this car has been that. At the end of the day, yes, it's just a piece of metal. It's just a Mazda. It's nothing special. But you know, there's reasons why I'm saying this and why I got into it. And stick around in the video. You'll find out. You'll find out all the red flags and the reasons why I'm saying this car is great. So, are you a bad news first kind of person? Good news? For me, I like to hear the bad news, because then the good news sometimes has a way to make it feel better. But let's get into the bad. So from certain angles, this car looks great. But the more you look at it, the more there is wrong with it. And red flag number one. You can kind of see it on the camera. You can see it way better in person. The colors do not match on these. So usually when colors don't match, usually means body damage has happened. You know, this is like a whole panel. So yes, this car does have previous body damage. Red flag number one. And I'll show you more of the body damage. It's not just that panel, it's just a lot more has happened to it. And at this point, a lot of people they're out. They're not even gonna look at this car. They're not gonna consider it. But let's keep looking. So obviously there's body damage here, and you can kind of see it. But if you take a closer look, here, let me try to get out of there. Kind of see that there's rust. So it has some undercarriage damage right there. And if you get here, you can see that these don't line up. Get even closer, and you can see that the Bondo's coming off. There's more. Step over to the driver's side. And just a few months ago, the hood was also pretty badly damaged. It actually stuck out more than the pillar damage that it had. But I was able to find a used hood, same color and everything, so I didn't have to paint it. And it looks a little better. I don't think I'm gonna replace the fender. It's some damage I could live with. The pillar, I do eventually want to get that fixed, as well as the damage here. And the only reason I want to get rid of that damage is because whenever I hit a bump, it scrapes super bad. And you know, these wheels are stock Evo 10 wheels, so they're nothing super aggressive, nothing super out of this world, and they still rub. So next thing, let's take a peek in here. So the guy that we purchased this car from, oh man, this is like 2 red flags put together in one. But let's start off with this. He said that the motor was stock. Obviously, anybody to the untrained eye, you can tell that the car's not stock. Even if it's just a front mount, or like an intake, or anything, you can tell that it's not a stock car. The more I looked at this car, the more parts started popping up. And I owned a Mazdaspeed prior to this one. I owned it for 5 years. So a lot of the parts that this car has, as soon as I saw it, they were on my forever cart for my other car. Fortunately, I was never able to afford them back then, so I was never able to install them in this car or that car. But yeah, I kept looking. There was more parts and more parts and more parts. Had a custom downpipe, had the exhaust, it's got the motor mounts, and if you see all the way down there, which I don't think you can, had a boost controller. And me knowing what I know about this car, I saw that the little spinny boy that was in there, it wasn't stock. So it had an aftermarket turbo. Didn't know which one, and the seller definitely didn't know what he had. Like I said, he thought it was a stock car. So red flag number 2. The owner had no idea what was done to this car. Didn't have obviously any of the paperwork, didn't have anything that would have, made me feel any better about the purchase. And like I said, it's just another red flag. Usually people tell you to stay away from heavily modified cars, especially if you don't know what exactly has been done. Well, that's this car. Alright, let's come back out here. Red flag number 3. Anybody that knows anything about the tuning community of the Mazdas, or even the Subarus, or they make several different things. This is a stock car. Well, came with a Cobb access port, and same thing. I turned that on, and this car has a custom tune. It's not an off-the-shelf tune. It's not a stock tune. It's a custom tune under somebody else's name that's not the seller. Red flag number 3. So this car has been heavily modified. It hasn't been modified by the seller, and the seller has no idea what's done to it. Well, what else? Which isn't huge. At least the car is properly tuned, and it was attempted to make the right power. I don't know. But good or bad, I don't know. I think it's something bad just because he didn't know what was done to it. But and let's get into the final red flag of this car. So checking it out, take it on a test drive. Car drives fine, feels okay. So obviously you asked to see the title of the car. Gotta verify that everything's right, VIN number's right. Car had plates when we went to go see it. Well, comes out with the title. I think the guy that's selling it, his name is Chris, I believe. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. Title's not in the guy's name. The title's not even in the name of the guy that got this car tuned. So this car has changed owners at least 3 times since the last time that it's been tuned. So why did I buy this car? Well, even with all those red flags, there's something that I loved about this car. But here, give you a little taste. Cold start, on point. But enough about the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. You just heard how good it sounds. And all car guys know, it's like 90% of the reason you buy a car is how good it sounds. Duh. But all jokes aside, it does sound awesome. Another green flag was all the custom parts. It's all money that I'm not gonna spend on making this car faster. It's got a bigger turbo, it's got a bigger exhaust, and it just sounds amazing. So it's got a few different things on there, and I'll get into that video a little bit later. But yeah, it's all money that I'm saving. I got this car for super cheap. It's not perfect by any means. There's still things that I have to change, that I have to perfect, and that I have to get different with it. Right before I got this car, I actually had a first gen Mazdaspeed 2, Mazdaspeed 3 that I was planning on fixing up, doing everything that this has, but I broke up the money and it just didn't make sense. If I was doing it for content, it'd be probably a great thing. But at the end of the day, I'm not sponsored and my content hasn't taken off, so I'm not getting paid from it. So it made a lot of sense to just buy this. Green flag number 3. After the fact, I was actually able to find the guy that used to own it through a Facebook group. I did see the damage to the car before, and I'll post a picture this time. It'll be up here. But the guy that actually had the car, that did the work, that tuned the car, and did everything with it, actually owned one of the fastest Mazdaspeeds here in Colorado. So it makes me feel a little bit better that, you know, if he was able to build a Mazdaspeed 6 that was the fastest here in Colorado, run it for a little bit, and own it, makes me feel a little bit better, a little peace of mind. So there's that. 4th green flag. The guy that actually owned this had posted this car out for sale because his engine blew up. He sold it with 105,000 miles. I got it with 115,000 miles, and the motor's running. So that means that the motor has been rebuilt within 10,000 miles of me owning this car. That's a huge green flag. If anybody knows anything about Mazdaspeeds, they're not the most reliable. So with the motor being rebuilt, it made me feel great. You know, It's got a rebuilt motor. I shouldn't have any problems with it. Green flag number 5. This one's actually a big one. At the time when I bought this car, I had focused my life. Obviously, I'm a father, husband, and all that stuff is super, super important. But sometimes you gotta step back, think about yourself a little bit. I had stepped back from the car scene or doing any car related stuff for a long, long time. So when I got this car, it felt great. It put me back into doing stuff with cars, and it brought me back into my hobby. It changed my life in a whole lot better perspective. It gave me like a positive outlook in life. And like I said, nothing in life is perfect. And I'm not saying that I was miserable, but having this as a hobby just kind of opened it up, made me feel a little bit more positive. Work was at like a high point for stress for me, and this really like alleviated some of the pain. This was like a great investment for like a self investment. It was great. It was, you know, people telling you go out on a drive, it's therapeutic. It doesn't work for everybody. It works for me. I love this car. I love the way it sounds, and sometimes just getting behind the wheel, getting to drive it, it just feels awesome. Making sure I'm recording. And I you know, you can't really put a price on that. So on that, it's a 10 out of 10. I enjoy that this brought me back to where, you know, to a hobby that I forgot how much I loved and how much, or how it made me feel. So yes. And the last and final green flag was so my younger brother and I have always been close, but you know, one thing that we have in common, we're the furthest in age difference. I'm 33 and he's 19, so there's a big age gap between us. And you know, cars have always kind of brought us together, that and like some other hobbies, games and stuff, but like the car hobby, it's been great. Definitely, it's one of those things again that you can't put a price on. And just the fact that we've gone to bond, hang out, and just have fun with this hobby that this car was able to bring, it's just great. So yeah, that was like one of the biggest positives ever. I love hanging out with my brother. I love having some of the weekends. I love that my family's also involved in it. So I'll take the little one. The big one, he doesn't like cars so much, but I'll take my wife. We'll go out to these cruises, so we'll go out to car meets. You know, they'll have food. We'll do stuff that it's just fun. It'll get us out and going. Like I said, it's kind of that stuff that doesn't have a price to it. As many red flags as this car had, I think this is like one of the best investments I could have made. And maybe not in a money sense, but in the mental and a lot of other aspects, this car has just improved that stuff better. Like I said, it got me back into the hobby, back into something that I'm passionate about, and it also made me closer with my family. We now have a hobby that we share together, a hobby that we go and do fun things with, and there's not really a price on that. But yeah. All right, last note before I end the video. Like this, like that, I don't know. If you ever see a car with red flags, you know, just because I did it and it worked out for me, I've owned this car for a year and I haven't had any major issues, doesn't mean it's something you should do. Do it if you're passionate about the hobby. I recommend that. If it's something that you know you can get yourself in a bind and quickly get yourself out, I know that if I parted this car out, if anything major was to happen, I was gonna make my money back. So I didn't take a huge risk. But it's something, you know, everybody considers, and do what you must with your money. Don't take any financial advice from me. Not from me. But yeah, I think just do what you love. And if it's cars, pursue that passion. If it's cooking, pursue that. If it's video games, cards, whatever it may be, make sure to pursue that passion. Don't overdo it. Do it in a healthy way and do it in a healthy manner. But yeah, I 100% recommend go out and do what you love. It's good for you, it's good for your family, and it just puts you in a different mind state, or a different state of mind. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I think this is going to be the end of the video. I will be dropping the next video. Is going to be everything that's done to this car, inside of the motor. Interior wise, not really much has been done. I'll add what I can find, or what I have done personally. But yeah, check out the next video, guys, and drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to know about the car. Let me know next video ideas, whatever you guys want to know, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down on the video, and show your boy some love. Don't forget, keep boosting. Later.